Assalamualaikum and good day everybody. So today we are moving on to the last part, part 3, module 8, where were you yesterday? Now, before we start with our today's lesson, please have with you a textbook and your workbook. Now, let's look at your textbook, page 81. Project. We are going to read together about my diary. So, when I read, I need you to listen and try your best to follow. On Saturday morning, I was at the shopping center with my mother. It was very noisy. On Saturday afternoon, I was at the park. It was fun. On Sunday morning, I was at the zoo with my father. There were wolves and lions. The lions were so scary. On Sunday evening, I was at a restaurant. It was boring, but the vegetable soup was really delicious. Now, let's look at some intensifiers. Intensifiers are very, really, and so. So these three words are intensifiers. What are the words? Very, really, and so. So intensifiers are used to emphasize another adjective or adverb. For example, it was very noisy. Noisy is adjectives. The intensifier is very noisy. It means sangat bising. So adjectives, the adjective is noisy. Very is the intensifier. It is placed before adjective or adverb. So in this case, the adjective is noisy. Understand? Now let's look at the second example. The lions were so scary. Scary, menakutkan. So, this is adjective. The intensifier is so. So scary. Sangat menakutkan. Next, let's look at the next example. It was boring, but the vegetable soup was really delicious. Delicious is adjectives. Adjective here means kata sifat. So, to show that the food is really delicious, you need to put intensifier. That is really. Understand? Now, let's move on to the exercise. Look at your workbook, page 64. This is pretty easy. There are two exercises. The first exercise is where you need to rewrite the sentences using the intensifiers. The intensifiers are the word very, so, and really. So, you need to place these intensifiers to the appropriate place. Okay? So, you need to try this out. You need to write the answer down here by rewriting the sentences and place the intensifier to the appropriate place. Got it? And for the second activity is where you need to find the adjectives. Adjectives here means kata sifat, which I have shown to you just now. So you need to look for the words here. Circle them. Later, I will show you the answer. So, you need to pause this minute and complete the exercises that I assigned to you. And after that, you can hit the play button to look for the next exercise. Now, let's look at your textbook, page 82. You are going to listen and read a story about where were you on Saturday. Listen very carefully.
Today is Monday morning. The children are at school. They are talking about the weekend.
And Michelle, where were you on Saturday?
I was at the circus, Miss Brown.
How was it?
It was funny. There were a lot of clowns. There were elephants and lions too.
I was at a fast food restaurant yesterday evening with my family and a friend. The cheeseburgers and chips were delicious.
Where were you on Saturday afternoon, Ben?
On Saturday afternoon, my family and I were at the cinema.
Was the film interesting?
No, it was boring, but the popcorn was great.
Well, I wasn't at the circus, and I wasn't at a fast food restaurant or the cinema. I was at the playground and later at the hospital.
Be careful next time, Will.
Yes, Miss Brown.
Now, I hope you can understand the story. Let's look at your workbook, page 65. For this part, you are going to complete the first exercise. What is it about? Let's read together the instruction. Where were the children at the weekend? Read the story again and match. Now, you need to reread the story and try to comprehend or understand the story, and you need to match these pictures to the appropriate answers. Okay? And later, I will show you the answer. Next, the second exercise. Read again the story and circle the correct answer. We have done this before, so this is kind of like a revision for you. So, let me repeat. Were is used for plural. Was is used for singular, past tense. Weren't for negative form of sentences. Wasn't for negative form of sentences. So you need to figure out which one is the answer. Next activity is revision. You are going to listen and match the correct answer. Listen very carefully.
Revision 8. Activity 1. Listen and match. 1.
Hi, Jill. Were you at home yesterday afternoon? There was a good film on TV.
No, I wasn't at home. My friend Maria from Italy was here and we were at the shopping centre.
How was it?
There were a lot of people at the shopping centre. It was very noisy, but it was fun.
2.
Where were you yesterday evening, Bill? Were you at the theatre with Jim?
No, I wasn't. I was at home. There was a good film on TV.
Was the film funny?
No, it wasn't. It was very scary.
3.
Hello, Kate. Were you at the park yesterday?
No, I wasn't. I was at the cinema.
How was it?
It was great. The film was funny and the popcorn was delicious.
Now, let's look at your workbook, page 66. You are going to read and match. Number 1. You are required to read the question and match which one is the answer. Now, you need to pause this minute to complete all the exercises that I have assigned to you. And when you have done with the work given, hit the play button and you can look for the answers. Okay, now we are back. I hope you have completed all your work. And let's check your answers. Now, let's look at the very first exercise that we did just now. Look at your workbook, page 64. Let's read together for the first exercise. Read the instruction. Rewrite the sentences using the intensifiers. The intensifiers, like I said just now, are very, so, and really. Okay, these words are placed right before the adjectives or adverbs. But in this case, the words are adjectives like noisy, scary, and delicious. These words are adjectives or kata sifat. Okay, let's read together the answer. Number 1. The shopping center was very noisy. The shopping center was very noisy. Full stop. Number 2. The lions were so scary. The lions were so scary. Number 3. The vegetable soup was really delicious. The vegetable soup was really delicious. Delicious here means sedap. Okay, now let's do some revision on was and were. Okay, so was is used when the noun is only one. Like in this case, the shopping center. How many shopping centers are there? Here, indicate in the first sentence. There is only one. There's one shopping center, so you use the word was. Okay, now let's look at number 2. The lions were so scary. Why do you use were? Because there are more than one lions. Lions here are in plural form. Okay, next. The vegetable soup was really delicious. So how many vegetable soup? There's only one. So you use was. Okay, this is just a revision. Now, let's look at the second activity. Find the adjectives. Adjectives here, like I said, is kata sifat. Okay? Okay, so these are the adjectives that you can find in your workbook. Okay, the first one is interesting. 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 Interesting here means menarik. Okay, the example given here is scary. Scary here means takut. Yes. Next, funny. Funny. Next, boring. Boring. Next, happy. Happy. And the last one is delicious. Delicious. I hope you got it. Next, let's look at your workbook, page 65. Look at the first exercise. Read the instruction. Where were the children at the weekend? Read the story again and match. Okay, so these are the answers. Number 1, the answer is at the restaurant. Restaurant. This is a fast food restaurant, right? Number 2, this girl. She was at the circus. The circus. So B. Number 3, this boy. He was at the cinema. Cinema. C. And the last one, this boy, he was at the playground. The playground where he broke his hand. Right? Next, the second exercise on your workbook, page 65. The instruction says, read again and circle. Okay, number 1. There were lions at the circus. There were. Were refers to lions. Lions here is in plural form. Number 2. The hamburgers were delicious. The hamburgers were delicious. Hamburgers. Many hamburgers. Next, number 3. Ben was with his family on Saturday afternoon. Ben was. Only one person. Was. And the last one, Will wasn't very careful. Will wasn't very careful. Meaning, Will tidak berhati-hati. Alright, next, your textbook, page 84. This is just a revision. Okay, let's look at the answer and compare my answer with yours. Okay, so here is Jill. Jill went to the shopping center with her friend Maria from Italy. Remember? Okay, so this is shopping center. Now, let's look at Bill. Bill was at home. And Kate. Kate was at the cinema. Okay, got it? Next, revision on your workbook, page 66. Read and match. Let's read together. Number 1. Was Karen at home last Saturday? Yes, she was. Look at the picture. She was at home, right? Okay, number 2. Were they at the amusement park yesterday? The answer is no, they weren't. Next, number 3. Was the film funny? Look at their faces. No, it wasn't. The film wasn't funny. It was scary. Yes. Number 4. Were there any lions at the circus? Can you see lions here? Yes, there were. So the answer is A. And the last one, was the cake delicious? Look at the fun face here. Yes, it was. I think that's the end for today's session. Thank you for watching. But before we end with today's lesson, not to forget to complete all the exercises given and have it checked before you hand in to our Google Classroom. To hand in your work, please make sure that you snap some photos and upload them in the Google Classroom. That's all from me. Goodbye.